Because you literally just removed it. That's all you did. I'm not stupid. Always check, guys, whenever you're playing, because these gamers will try to scam you. If you really actually wanted to offer that thing, you wouldn't need to cover it up. So either offer it or get out of my face. Say move towards it. No. You're the one offering. Stop walking up to me if you're not gonna offer. That's called false hope. That's weird. That's scammy. Oh, the Bible's like running from her. We should probably speak about it real quick if she's not gonna offer. Okay. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:17. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Jesus is God's only Son that God sent to die on the cross. He was crucified, and then he died, and he rose 3 days later. He paid for the debt of sin, which was death. He freed us from spiritual enslavement, from things like religion, which is just legion in disguise, thousands of demons. That includes the names of the religions such as Christianity, Catholicism, Mormonism, Baptism, Buddhism, etc. Even ones where they say, my religion is I believe in myself. That is all demonic. He also freed us from the snake Python, which is called Pluton or Python, which is false prophesying snake. It causes you to lie. He also frees from Leviathan, the spirit of chaos and destruction, the thing that causes the contortion of the truth, for such as telling you that you can become a female when you're a male, which is a lie from the enemy, or vice versa, telling you that you're gay and that God made you gay, which is also another lie. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Adam, not even Eve. You're welcome to heal, because that is exactly what God is a father of. He's a father of good. He heals. He does not hurt you. He has plans to prosper you, not harm you. And he also freed us from the fear of death. Jesus took back the key to death from Lucifer, who had the power of death, so that we no longer fear death, who were subject to lifelong bondage because of fear death. He is the only way to the Father. He gives you eternal life. You get to go to heaven. Jesus is the only way to the Father. He says that if anyone tries to again go in through the back gate, like through religion or traditions or other ways of the world, you are a liar, a murderer, a thief, and a robber. Because you are just like the Pharisees before him that tried to claim that the burdens they were giving other people, such as religion, saying that you need a religion to be saved when you don't, those types of things, and then teaching only few things but not teaching the whole commandment of the law. Those things, that you are just like those Pharisees. He also says that since Jesus is the only way to the Father, anyone who shares a gospel other than that, not that it is a gospel, but that it perverts the true gospel, they were cursed. Galatians chapter 1. Paul the Apostle was called out of the traditions and the religion of the Jews, the things that he was zealous in and he profited very much in, much like those around him. He said God called him out of those ways because he persecuted the true church of God while he was in there. Because Paul the Apostle literally says it himself. He persecuted the true church of God, which was through Jesus Christ. God owns the church. God owns the church through Jesus Christ. There is no religion, no denomination, no traditions or ways of the world that ever has authority over the true church of God. It is only God through Jesus Christ. That is why the Son is the only way to the Father. God also saves us from any other type of spiritual enslavement, such as people who try to control you based on your skin color, no matter if you're white or black, or if they try to tell you that because they have money they can control you. That is also wrong. They do not have control over you. That is wrong. That's a lie from the enemy. Jesus frees us from stuff like that as well. He frees us from all injustices. Any evil done, we can forgive the person, move on, and we can also have freedom to talk about it because what they did was wrong, right? And God says to leave vengeance to him. So if someone does evil to you, you can record it, you can post it, and then you can forget about it. But don't ever think that just because there are Christians and they're Catholics that are telling you you should just forget about it and forgive. No, you don't have to forget. You can forgive, but you don't have to forget. Because forgetting is like saying that you are God and you don't have to remember what they did to you. Because it does damage you. It does. And that's wrong. And you don't have to forget. That's evil. That's lies from the enemy. They false prophesy. Alright? There was a snake that I had a dream of that was in the image of the old woman. A woman who was like dressed as a Victorian style. Long dress, long sleeves, cuffs that are, curly. I forgot what they're called. But lace on the sleeves and on the end. And this was a old woman asking me if I was a Christian. And I said, no, I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious. Neither is Jesus. And they hissed at me and had the aura of wanting to kill me. Because this was a murderous snake. It threatens you with death. Because in the demonic principles world, if you fight against religion, and you fight against its denominations, which is literally just demonification of traditions, you are threatened with death because they don't like that you would fight against the lies that it is trying to teach you is okay when they're not okay, right? They would say multiple types of questions such as, are you religious? Are you Christian? Oh, so you're religious. What's your religion? And they'll ask various similar questions just to get you to get back into the community of religion so that they can confuse you into thinking that that's the only way to get saved when it's not. Because it's not even a way to get saved. It's just a lie from the enemy. Following God means you follow Jesus Christ and you trust into what he did on the cross so you can be saved. Then you work on your relationship one step at a time. Trust in God. I promise you, I've lived 24 years because of God, because he has helped me through a lot of hell that my family and those around me have put me through, including the principles of darkness that tempt them to do those evil, right? I was raped when I was younger by my older sister, and then in my 20s, I got raped by an older man because I was tricked into being in a relationship with him because I thought he was single, and then when it was too late, I finally found out that he was married. I didn't know that, right? And then him and his family were like manipulating me into thinking that, oh, he's going to get divorced, don't worry. So I was naive enough to believe the lie of the enemy, to think that, oh, he's going to do that. So, but even so, the fact that he was willing to lie about it, I don't know why my brain didn't think that was evil in itself, but now I know it is. He basically left his family to try and sleep with somebody who was unwilling in the first place. I was unwilling. And he thought he could force me to do it and then consider that natural, even though he was still married, and that was wrong of him. But anyways, God saved me from that situation, and he gave me healing from the fact that I got raped. Because every single time he asked me to do it, I told him no, and my body language was no. And it was not an exastic yes ever. It was a no every single time. But anyways, these people did not know God. They did not believe in God. He pretended to be a Christian. And he also pretended to support all sorts of religions. And he also made it seem like what he was gonna do was actually, be loyal, but he instead played around in my face and was like literally holding women in front of me, like being so weird and so fake and like cheaty, to the fact that he didn't care that I was a woman that he was supposed to be loyal to. He did it because he was a grown man who was mentally ill, thinking he could treat me less of a person just because he thinks he's a prize, right? That's what these type of men do. And whenever I was like, naive enough to believe that, he's just hurting, I literally ended up enduring so much more mental and spiritual pain because he was willing to treat me like shit just for the purpose of getting back whatever he felt he lost when he didn't get what he wanted, which was not getting every single time what he wanted, attention, or getting me to be obedient to him just because he thought if I'm obedient to him, that means he's somebody that is worth it to fight for, right? And that's what he did, basically. He was trying to get me to fight for him, and I didn't want to fight for him, so he did it all the time. He did it on purpose to make me feel uncomfortable. And that was the worst part of my life, to be honest. These types of men do this on purpose because they believe that if they can get you to fight for them, that will make it seem like it's worth it to do what they're doing, to manipulate you and like play in your face while you're trying to be loyal to them. They're trying to basically get you to fight over them like it's high school, and it's fucking stupid. It's immature as hell, and he's very disgusting for doing that. But now I know better. I've matured up. These types of people don't deserve your love or respect, ladies and gentlemen. If it's a woman doing the same thing this man did that I've just explained what he did to me, do not follow him around as if he's going to love you any better if you were patient with him. No. Do not follow her around as if she's going to love you more if you were patient with her. No. She's manipulative. She needs to grow up. She needs to mature up. Anyways, God delivered me from that situation, and the whole time he was genuinely trying his best to get me to listen to him because this man was manipulating me and abusing me and neglecting me and tricking me, and also allowing his family members to do the same shit. They even, taught me to like be sneaky because to them it was the way to earn him. But like, I shouldn't have to earn somebody who says they love me, right? And it was just so weird because the whole family and friends were in on it, and they didn't give a fuck about me. They literally said to my face that if I wasn't their friend, supposedly, that they wouldn't have told me anything, And it was just this whole like inside twisted, manipulated type of family dynamic where they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care that he was doing what he was doing. In fact, they all did apparently act like they didn't know him so well, which is kind of weird considering if you think you know somebody, why would you act like he hasn't done anything in the past, right? Apparently he went to jail for something. I don't know what he went to jail for, but I do know that whatever he did was evil. And the fact that he thought he could get away with it without me finding out with God involved was crazy enough as it is. I'm not doing that. But anyways, God got me out of that for sure. Georgia. Oh.